Hi everyone. So today I am going to be going over recording my dad. I have already recorded my dad, but what I'm going to do is that right now I'm looking at Pro Tools and I'm going to basically just show you how I comp and how I listen to everything. I'm going to give you an example and then I'm going to do a time lapse of the process to make it a little quicker. And then in the next video, we are going to specifically edit his voice, adding compression, limiting, EQ, whatever I need to add to make his voice sound cool. And basically the next video is that, and also just mixing entirely and getting this thing finalized and just getting it out. So again, today what we're going to do is that you're going to see a time lapse of my dad recording his song, and then after that I'm going to comp it. I'm going to give a little example of what I do, and then I'm going to do a time lapse of me comping, and then I'm going to come back, and then you're going to hear what I picked out of the 3 comps that I did. And we are going to, in the next video, going to edit everything and make sure this is all 100% awesome. So let's get started.
Those hazard lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. Now with you, now with you, I'm with you. This high.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse that happened over there, but right now we are going to work on copying. So as you can see, there's this comping here, and the first take wasn't the greatest. Usually, let me rearrange these. Usually the comps, the first one isn't the greatest, and then usually the second and third are the best. I didn't put these in folders and whatnot because I'm still fiddling around with everything time wise, and maybe I'm going to fix a little things here and there. I might even keep it the same just to keep it easier and peace of mind that I know this is already set and I don't have to fool with anything. So how I comp is that I mute all these, solo this, and I have to turn this up a lot because for some odd reason when I record something it's very soft and quiet. I have no idea why. I turned my gain up to center and somewhat past here, and the problem is it either clips or it becomes staticky because it's beginning to clip, like what you heard in my previous video that it was clipping and whatnot, my voice while doing the screen capture. And I think I fixed that issue. I hope I did. We are going to listen to the first one here. And how I comp is that each space that's here, so this right here, that, and so on and so forth, is going to be the exact same thing going over and over and over again, 3 times over, comping and just listening to it and picking the better part. So we're going to go to right here, going over these 3 parts, stopping right here, and then we're going to just do a time lapse of all this, because this does take quite a bit of time. I think it might take maybe 30-45 minutes probably, because you're really deciding on what's best, and you don't want the person you're recording sound absolute crap. So that's why you have to just comp, and sometimes first takes are very rare. I remember my sister, when she did in the bedroom down the hall, that was 1 take, but then she had to do a harmony part to that, so that took another take. I think that was 2 takes, but the first take she did was completely awesome, and I just kept it the same. I didn't comp it, and I started comping a little bit maybe after a year or 2 after. So we are going to listen to his part. As I said, we're not going to be listening to anything here. We need to listen to his raw voice, because you don't want any artifacts or anything like that to show in his voice. We're going to listen to each one individually, and then I'm going to decide on which one that I like. So let's listen.
Let me be true to you. Let me be real.
And that's the first one, and you can sort of tell that he even told me, and I heard it, that his voice was pretty raspy. And then when it got to 2 and 3, it got a little bit more better. And usually sometimes you won't even use the first take for comping. It always happens with my sister, because usually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is always better. And usually by the time that maybe 4 comps, 5 comps come around, my sister's voice gets tired and you can hear it. But this is the second comp. Solo.
Let me be true to you. Let me be real.
Third one. Oop, I muted it.
Let me be true to you. Let me be real.
So I do like the third one. So what you do is, you don't want any of this dead space here. So you do Command E to split. And we can just go right here, Command E. And I usually bring it up to the lead Vox area. And then once I'm done comping with everything, I highlight everything, I right click, and I do hide and make inactive. And it'll hide it in the clips playlist over here, or the tracks playlist over here. And it'll free up a lot of space. So we're going to listen to this next one here.
Show me the way to love, help me to see.
So he was a little sharper flat. I'm not that perfect of a pitch, so I can't really tell, but we'll see what these other ones do.
Show me the way to love, help me to see.
That was a little better. Let's check out 3.
Show me the way to love, help me to see.
I like the second one. And it's pretty, you can pretty much tell everything that's happening, because you can hear the room tone of the voice in my closet. But when you add reverb and you sort of edit it, because I'm going to be taking a few things out in his voice with an EQ and boosting some things. And usually sometimes reverb can mess around with the room tone if it's really that bad. It's not that bad, but we will see. I don't think it'll fool around with anything, because I'm going to be compressing, limiting some of it, and making it 10 times better than it is raw stock audio here. Alrighty, first one for this part.
For when it comes to love, I know not a thing. I run for my life when you give me a kiss. Let me be true to you.
So he does sound rough in one, and then you heard a little tick of the paper that he was reading the lyrics off. So we'll see that, and usually as of right now, as you can see, I haven't used one yet, because usually the first comp is pretty much a practice run, sort of, and then 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, how many comps you do is usually the more better ones. All right, 2.
For when it comes to love, I know not a thing. I run for my life when you give me a kiss. Let me be true to you.
Okay, 2 was pretty good. Let's listen to 3.
For when it comes to love, I know not a thing. I run for my life when you give me a kiss. Let me be true to you.
3, he sounded a little bit more forward than 2, so let's listen to 2.
For when it comes to love, I know not a thing. I run for my life when you give me a kiss. Let me be true to you.
Alrighty, let's listen to 3 again.
For when it comes to love, I know not a thing. I run for my life when you give me a kiss. Let me be true to you.
This is why comping is pretty hard, because you want the person that you're recording to sound as good as possible. And 2 and 3 sort of sound similar, but I feel like 3 is more forward. Sometimes forward is good, sometimes forward is bad, because sometimes you want to feel a little more shy in some parts and more forward in some other parts. I think this part here, part of this song and lyrics, being more forward is better. Okay, last part, and then we're going to be listening. You're going to see me just go through this time-lapse wise. Alrighty. This is the first comp.
And let me be real.
Okay, I actually like that. The second one.
And let me be real.
It's too short.
And let me be real.
I like that one. Even though I hear a little bit of the scrapey scrape, I don't mind it. It's probably going to be blocked out from everything else that's happening down here. So that's how I comp. And as you can see, I have not used comp 1. And that's just how it is. I've always dealt with not using comp 1 because it's usually the roughest one, because you're starting to get comfortable with the song, getting used to the environment that you're in, and all this other stuff. And usually the first comp is more of a practice run, as I said, and it's more almost like a rough draft of an essay. And then the second and third ones are the revisions for the essay, or even 4th, 5th, 6th. So that's how I comp, and usually a lot of other people put comps in playlists. I don't do that because it's a little bit more confusing. Not as confusing, but I just don't like the idea of having a playlist. And I guess it's a little easier, but honestly, it's preference, honestly. This is how I feel more comfortable with, and this is why I like it. I like it this way, but you can do it any way you want. So what I'm going to do is that we are going to do a time lapse of me doing this entire thing. And I feel like maybe 1 or 2 things that are going to pick out of comp 1, but I think if that at best, probably none. So we're going to do a time lapse of this, and I will see you guys in a few.
I'm cutting dice, look at these eyes, they're not here to please you. There was a time you could be mine, before all that you put me through. I knew that you were trouble, but I let that you were bad. I'm living in this bubble and it makes you so mad. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me.
Alrighty, welcome back. So I finished comping my dad's vocals, and there was very few times that I actually used the first comp I did. This is bothering me. One of them is not red. So tracks, clips and track red. There we go. Perfect. But basically I used majority of it I used 2 and 3, and I think maybe 3 times I used 1. I want to fade this part out before I end this video. We're going to listen to this part, and of course it's going to be a little off. It has to start here. I can't start here or anything because I don't know how to fix this. When you press here, it goes off beat for whatever reason. I can't figure that out for the life of me. But we're going to start here, and this is where my dad sings, "And let it be me." And I have to find somewhere that is suitable for it to fade. So what I need to do is that I need to scroll down to this one, audio volume. Then it's the main loop, audio volume. Alrighty, so these yellow lines here are little tiny, I guess you can, it's like this clip gain not thing here, like this. So you can just bring this down the same way, and it affects the MIDI track. And you can place a point by either pressing the pencil tool and just pressing that, and you have this little dot here. But also you can press Command, and it brings up your little hand tool with a plus sign next to it. And all you have to do is just click, and it'll give you all the points. And then you can adjust however you want, which is actually just a little tiny easier instead of going here, pressing your thing, pressing back to the smart tool, la-di-da-di-da. So we're going to listen to this, and we're going to decide where to fade it and to where it sounds really good. So let's do that.
Be true to you, and let it be me.
I think starting right here is natural, and then slowly declining it. Before I do anything, we're going to go into notes, and then we're going to edit it to here. If I can snap it to there it goes. It's ending right here on 95. This one also ends on 95, but hopefully when it all fades down, it'll be the same. So let's place audio volume here. And I said, I think right here, let me double check.
Be true to you, and let it be me.
Yeah, that's a good place. So we're going to do this and do right to here on the very bottom. Whoops, wrong way. And we're going to stop right there. So we got this, so we're going to do the exact same thing over here, because copy and pasting isn't the greatest with this that I've realized, and I don't like it. And we're going to bring this down here. Whoops. If I can get that again, move it over. Then bring this down right here. And in theory, it should fade equal.
Be true to you, and let it be me.
Okay, I don't like how short this is. So what I would like to do is I think we should extend this a little bit more. So we're going to go to clips again. Clips. And we're going to extend this more out. So I think
be true to you.
If we can... So it looks like it ends here. I want it to end maybe here or here. So what I would like to do is we're going to go to Notes View. We're going to extend this more. And with this one, I have to copy and paste these notes over here. So we're going to do that now. Instead of typing it and whatnot, that's the best part here. So so this is an issue right here, because I don't want to go into Mediator. I can, but you can adjust this view here by putting your cursor where this keyboard is and using your scroll to move it down. Awesome, right? So this is the baseline. So boom, boom. This right here, whoop, we don't want that one. So we're going to go up here again, see if it gets everything. It did. So we're going to press Alt. We're going to hold Alt and click and drag. And one up. So it should repeat fairly good. Oh, I have to get rid of the audio pan. The audio. So for you to get rid of these dots here, you press Alt as well to get rid of them. I still want to start at the same exact point, but just let it be longer. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go to Notes again. And where does this end? Over here? That's a little too long. I think it's going to be.
And let it be me.
So it is in time still. That's a good part. We're going to go to the audio pan here, press Alt to get rid of that dot. Go back to Clips View, Notes View, excuse me. And we're going to copy these and bring them over, holding Alt when it shows that plus sign, and bring it over. Nope. I think that's it. Let's check. Yep. Cool. So we're gonna let this sit out, and just for organization purposes and me being somewhat of a neat freak, we're going to see if we can just figure out a good fade period of time, because we don't really want it too long of a fade. We just want it enough. And we're going to go back to the volume for both of these. And we're starting at the exact same point, but maybe, let's see where, because we're starting at the exact same point, maybe we can extend it to here. So then we have to add a point. So you press Command click at where you want it, and then you drag down. So now both of them are going to be exactly the same fade length. So we're going to start here instead of here and see how good of the fade is. Yeah, I think any longer will probably be way too much. So I think that's pretty good. For it to be neat, we're going to go back to the Notes View. And I believe it stops right here. No, right here. Good thing I did switch it. Right here. And then we're going to go to Notes View again. Well, we can return to volume here. Yep. So we're going to return back to Clips. So it ends right there. We can actually trim this. to make it all nice. So we're going to get rid of this part here. Need to switch this one to notes. And, well, clips, not notes. And then we're going to remove this one. Now it's all nice. We're going to start here to make sure everything is perfect. Perfecto. So I think that's pretty much it. I am done. I saved it, and I think that is pretty much it. I do hope you enjoyed this. In the next video, we are going to completely mix and edit everything here, and I'm very excited because there's a lot of things that I want to fix, and we need to get that down because I hear things that I don't like. Maybe you hear things that you don't like, and I might not catch up on, but I would like to figure this entire thing out, get it ready for it to be done, and that will be in the next video. And I'm going to show you how I mix and quote-unquote master, because this is not really a mastering thing. I don't know really how to master. I guess just mix. And we're going to set the levels for with W&M meter. We're going to do compression, limiting, EQ, reverb, maybe some echo. I don't know. We're going to do a bunch of things that I learned and I picked up myself and from other people showing me. And just a word of note, mixing is, there's no right or wrong way of mixing. That's what I've always learned. There's no right or wrong way to mix. As long as you get experience under your belt and you listen to reference tracks, as in, if you're mixing a country song for the first time, listen to a country song from like Blake Shelton or Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, Rascal Flatts. Listen to any country group and just see how everything is placed, how the guitars, the drums, the little slide guitar they use, fiddles, violins, cellos, orchestral instruments, if they use them. Just do whatever and listen, and you'll pick up on a lot of things. If I'm mixing one of my sister's songs that are Broadway, I usually listen to that specific song that my sister is recording, the actual soundtrack of it, and I listen to other songs in that track and just see how it feels, and then I try to match everything. And I did that for one of the songs of one of my sister's songs, which is going to be in a card right here, which is Frozen Into the Unknown. I listened to Indina Menzel's track of Frozen 2 of Into the Unknown, and I referenced it and I tried to mix it and make it sound like the actual recording. Of course, I don't have the money for all this external gear and whatnot to make it sound professional, but I made it somewhat close, I guess you can say. But go ahead and click that card and just check out how I personally mix things and how you can actually just use a reference track. That's what it's called, as I said. But I'm really excited for next video for me to mix because I haven't done that in a while. So until then, this is the Techman sign off. See you later.